What's up, my loves? Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are new, Lisa is my name. I do story times, girl talks. I know that juicy stuff, baby. So if those are things that excite you, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and join the family. Without wasting time, let's get right into this video, because baby, I am dying to tell this story time. When I tell you guys I am dying to tell this story time, I actually just remember this. You know what, let's just get right into this video. So guys, you know how people always say, I don't know the reason why I don't have friends, I don't know why I don't get along with fellow girls, you know, I don't know why I gravitate more towards boys than girls when it comes to friendship. Well, I know the reason. I know the reason why I don't F with most of these bees, with most of these hoes. When I tell you guys, when Chris Brown sang that song, these hoes ain't loyal, guys, can I tell you, I felt that, like I felt that in my soul. Cause trust me, these bees ain't loyal. When I tell you, these girls ain't loyal. And in today's story, I'm going to be telling you the reason why I don't have so many girls as friends. Like, I don't have so many friends, especially the girls. In this story, you're going to see why my trust is so low, like so low, when it comes to friendships with girls, when it comes to, you know, bonding with these girls. Because let me tell you, these girls will do you dirty. Boom. So I joined campus, right? And I was actually one of the last people to join, because as you know, I didn't want to study. Like, I didn't want to go to school. I have always dreaded school. I have never loved school. I will never love school. I'm just thankful I'm done with school. Like, oh god, guys, me and school, we are antagonistic. Anyways, I joined campus, right? And of course, students had already reported, like people had already reported long time ago, like 3 months back. So I was, you know, trying to fit in, trying to, you know, understand the environment, trying to, you know, make a few friends here and there, and, you know, yeah, just trying to fit in basically. I made a friend, right? I became friends with this one girl. I think it's because we are sharing the same bed space, so it was easier for me to connect with her. Anyways, guys, I became friends with this girl. I'm going to give her a name. I am going to give this B a name. Of course, I have to give this B a name. What name should I give her? Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry, I don't want to curse, but just remembering this, like just remembering this experience, like it just makes me so pissed. Like, it makes me so angry. Like, man, you really can't trust nobody. Like, you really can't trust nobody. Like, people will do you dirty, man, and they won't even care. That's the worst part. Like, they won't even care. We are going to call her Shame, because much as she didn't have shame in the things she used to do, like, she was shameful, like she was a disgrace. Anyway, I don't want to, like, oh god should give me grace as I'm telling this story. I don't want to, you know, I don't want my emotions to get the best out of me. So I just pray for grace. I just pray for grace, because baby, hey guys, I'm not even going to lie, Shame was a very pretty girl. Like, she was very light skinned, she had these big white eyes, you know, like she was a pretty girl. She was a slim pretty girl, and of course she always made it known, like, you know, these girls that are pretty and they know it, and she's going to make you know that she's pretty, even if you already know. Like, she's going to emphasize, you have, like, she made it a point to let people know that she's pretty, and she knows it, and that people also have to know it, that she's pretty. I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah, she, like, her beauty really mattered to her, and for some reason, like, she was that type of girl to always have her face beat, and, you know, like, oh god. Anyways, long story short, Shame was a pretty girl, right? Keep that in mind. So guys, like I told you, I joined campus late, right? And people had already reported, so I wasn't used to people. Like, I was not yet well conversant with most of the people at campus, even my own classmates, right? And yeah, I was just trying to fit in, but I had made a friend, Shame, right? She was actually one of the first people I became friends with. Now, I remember on this one day, I was heading to the school canteen to buy dinner, and I bumped into this one guy. The truth is that at this time, I wasn't even looking for a relationship, because I had just been heartbroken. Like, you remember that story time I told you about my best friend and why I cut her off? Like, she had just messed with my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, and I had just been through a breakup. So I really wasn't looking for a relationship at that time when I joined campus, right? But I so happened to bump into this one guy, and he asked for my name. He's like, I've not been seeing you around campus. I'm like, yeah, I'm new. Like I have just reported to campus, like I am basically new. I am new at campus, so there is no way you would have met me. So of course we exchanged numbers, and from that day, guy began texting me and hitting me up always, like consistently keeping in touch with me. And of course, before I knew it, we were in a relationship. But this guy was 2 years ahead of me, like he was my senior. And guys, when I got in a relationship with this guy, like I didn't know that that guy was popular. I didn't know that this guy was popular. I later came to find out that this guy was actually the president of the campus. Those presidents, like the campus presidents. This guy was actually a president, of which I promise I didn't know. Like he didn't mention it anywhere. And by the time I realized, like by the time I got to know, because I used to hear his name, and for some reason each time we walked on campus, like people used to call him and wave at him and be like, president, so I'm like, wait a minute, are you a president or something? So you mean I'm a first lady, basically? Like I am a first lady, like I was a first lady, and I didn't even know it, guys. I didn't even know it. Anyways, fast forward, like I'm trying to tell this story quick because I don't want to go so much into details because it will be very long, and I don't know, I just don't want to make it so long. So fast forward, I remember on this one day, of course by now I was already in a relationship with this guy, the president. Now I knew that he's actually a school president, right? And guys, our relationship was very public. Like almost everyone at campus knew that I was dating the president, because he was the type of guy to flaunt his relationship. He used to introduce me to people as his girlfriend and the first lady, and he was just out there. He was popular, and for some reason the relationship also got so known, at campus. So yeah, everyone knew that I was dating the president, the school president, right? So now I remember on this one day I was taking a walk on the school campus with some classmates of mine, right? And we bumped into this clique of girls. They were actually senior girls, like I told you guys, my boyfriend was 2 years ahead of me at campus, right? So the girls we bumped into, the clique of girls that we bumped into, they were his classmates, like they were in his year, right? They were in my boyfriend's year. And guys, when I tell you these girls min-mugged the F out of me, these girls min-mugged me, like they looked at me as if they had seen the dirtiest, filthiest creature ever. I tell you. And remember, I was new, so I'm like, okay, like I am just new at this campus. Like, what have I done to these girls? Like, there is no way I already have beef with senior girls, I was perplexed. I'm like, okay, what was that look for? Like, how you walk past a group of people and you just see their faces change, you just see them looking at you with disgust, and somewhere even making some weird noises and giggling. Like I could just tell these girls didn't like me. Like I could just tell they had an issue with me, and I was perplexed. I'm like, okay, like what did I do to these senior girls? Like, first of all, you people are senior students, like you're not even my classmates, so how do I, like, we had never even had any encounter. So I was perplexed, like I was wondering which issue could I be having with these girls, right? So of course when I go back to hostel, I talk to my friend, like Shame, right? I talk to Shame. I'm like, man, like I just walked past this group of senior girls and they min-mugged the F out of me. Like it's like they had an issue with me, and I really don't know what I don't know what the problem is, because I have never had an encounter with these girls, And the thing that was bothering me was that these girls were actually senior students, like were girls that were 2 years ahead of me. Like, what could I have possibly have done, you know, to these senior girls. Like, that is the thing that was really perturbing me. I'm like, oh my god, like, it is still so early for me to already be having grudges and beef with people, you know. Like, I'm not even 3 months in and I already have these people that are showing beef, you know. Like, oh my god, like, the whole thing was really, like, it really bothered me, honestly. Like, it really bothered me. And guys, lo and behold, I come to find out that actually my boyfriend, my president boyfriend, hey guys, my president boyfriend was actually in a relationship. Like, before I joined campus, like, this guy had been in a relationship with one of the girls. Remember, I told you guys I joined late, right? And before I joined, this guy was actually dating one of the girls in his year. He was dating one of the girls in his year, and he didn't tell me. Like, trust me guys, I didn't know. When I got in a relationship with this guy, I had no clue that he even had any open relationship before. Of course, if I knew, I don't even think I would have accepted to be in a relationship with this guy. Because from the information I got, and this was Shem telling me all this, because Shem actually had friends in, you know, higher classes and, you know, higher years, right? She had senior friends. Shem was very social. She's actually a very social girl. So I was even surprised that she knew this and I didn't know. Like, Shem knew that my boyfriend had a girlfriend before me, and she told me, you know, that the relationship with that girl and your boyfriend, like, it was very much known around campus. They were the power couple. They were the power couple around campus, and, you know, everyone knew them, everyone, you know, liked them, everyone looked up to them. Like, she was actually the first lady until you came and you took that title from her, you know. So that explains, like, how they looked at me and why these girls actually didn't like me. Most of the senior students didn't like me, and I just got to know that that was the reason. So of course I text my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, I need to talk to you. Like, we need to talk. And of course I'm questioning him. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't you tell me that you were actually in a relationship before I, like, oh my god guys, I was so pissed. When I tell you that day, I was so bitter with him. He told me he broke up with her because she wasn't loyal. Like, she cheated on him with his best friend, and, you know, he called off the relationship. But of course the girl, like, wasn't happy. She still loved her guy, right? And that explains why most of these senior girls didn't like me. So, you know, he's telling me, like, I broke up with her, but, you know, she wasn't happy with the whole breakup because she still wanted us to, you know, give it a chance. But, like, I didn't feel it anymore. Like, I couldn't take her back, which I understood, right? But the thing is, their breakup was still so fresh. I think he told me it was just like 1 month, and you didn't feel the need to tell me. And the mere fact that your relationship was very public, like, you were the power couple around campus, like, you didn't feel the need to, like, I don't know, like, I just feel he had to at least tell me, since his relationship was out there. Of course I was bound to know that before me he had a girl, because I would, like, don't you think, since your relationship was so public, people were obviously going to come and, you know, feed me all these stories and tell me about this girl. Like, I would prefer I hear it from you than hearing it from other people. And that's, like, that's the whole issue I had with him. But anyways, I loved that guy, and of course I continued with the relationship. Like, I wasn't going to break up with him just because bitches were mad, just because these girls weren't happy with the fact that I'm dating him. Like, it's not my fault that this guy came to me. It's not my fault that this guy, like, I don't know, like, why are you mad at me? Like, what is the issue? What is my problem? Can I know my offense? Can I know my offense? Can I know my offense?
Can I know my offense? Can I know my offense? Can I know my offense? You for me. Can I know my offense? Can I know my offense?
I continued dating my man as I should. I continued dating my man, and of course I continued getting a lot of hate from senior girls. Like, I don't know what it is, but for some reason the girls that were in the same year as the ex, like, I don't know if they wanted to show support for their girl and solidarity, but for some reason most of them didn't like me, and I really didn't know why, because I've not done nothing to you. Like, I'm not the reason why these people broke up. These people broke up before I even joined campus. Like, why are you like, why are you giving me so much hate? Why are you putting the blame on me? But anyways, I tried my level best to give it a deaf ear and, you know, try to, you know, ignore and not mind them, although it wasn't easy, guys. When I tell you it wasn't easy, it wasn't easy. Do you know what it means for most of the, and if at least if it was my classmates, you know, students in my year, at least there you can be like, okay, like we are all in the same year, so like you can't intimidate me, right? But these were senior students, so you can only imagine the pressure was getting worse. Now here is where things used to get out of hand. This is when my life became miserable, and I even dreaded why I accepted to get in a relationship with this guy. One thing about this guy, each time we had an issue, like each time we had an argument, like any other normal couple, I mean, no relationship is all rainbows and butterfly, you know, from day one to day last. But one thing about this guy, he wasn't the communicative type. Like, he used not to handle issues in a mature way. Like, each time we got into it with him, like, he made sure that he gets back with his ex. Like, it wasn't really getting back with her, but for some reason, like, after me and him had issues, that's when I would see him on school compound moving with his ex, hand in hand with his ex. That's when him and his ex would actually get back cool together. For some reason, that's when they would actually hold discussions together. That's when they will actually have all these, I don't know, like, for some reason he used to do these things that used to piss me off, and he knew this triggered me. Like, he knew this made me angry, and he continued to do it. And of course the girl would also use it against me, because like I say, the girl still loved the guy, and of course she didn't like me. She still wanted to be with that guy, and any opportunity she got, she used to, you know, embrace it, and, you know, like, I don't know, do whatever it takes to make me jealous or whatever. So yeah, each time we got into it with this guy, like, he used to get back with the ex and, you know, try to make me jealous and do all these things, and of course make it public. So of course people used to see, like, people, my friends used to come and tell me, do you know that this guy is, you know, back with his ex? Like, and guys, can I tell you, oh my god, these sons of Adam, these sons of Pharaoh will embarrass you. This guy would go ahead to go and post pics of his ex, him and his ex, on Facebook. That's how far he would go to make me feel bad, like, to torment me, to emotionally, you know, like, I don't know, I really don't know. But guys, when I tell you, when you date a man, before you date a man, make sure that man can handle issues. Like, in case you guys get into an argument, assess and see if this guy can hold conversations, like, handle issues and resolve issues in a mature way without, you know, emotionally draining you and emotionally abusing you. Because me, guys, when I tell you, this guy emotionally abused me, like, and this went on for a long time. Like, he would do these things, and mind you, he used not to do this with only his ex. Like, time reached and he saw that I was actually, like, the ex thing wasn't working anymore, because, like, I just knew that each time we get into it, like, of course he's going to go to his ex. So, like, it used not, like, I got used to it, right? And stopped showing that I am so hard. So when he saw this, he began going for my yamits, like my classmates. And you know how embarrassing that is, for, because remember, our relationship was very public. Like, everyone knew that me and Mr. President were actually in a relationship, right? And here he was going after girls in the same year as me, and before I knew it, he was dating, you know, some of these girls just to make me jealous. When I tell you guys, this guy was very emotionally abusive. And I am sorry to say, but I feel he was a narcissist. I don't want to just throw out that word like that, but from the things I went through with this guy, like, I truly feel he was. Though, of course, I'm not going to go so much into details and explain each and everything I went through, whatever he did, you know, because this story will be very long. I'm just going to, like, I'm just telling you that top cut thing, right? I'm just telling you the top things, that small things that this guy used to do. So, yeah, each time me and him got into it, like, he used to get back with his ex, like, he used to get in relationships, like, with my classmates, like, he used to, like, he basically used to use anyone just to get back at me and make me feel jealous. And of course these girls would accept, because like I say, this guy had status at campus, right? He was the president, like, you know, he was popular, he had money, like all the girls, of course no girl would resist him, like they all wanted to be with him. One thing about girls, even if they know that a guy has a girlfriend, that's not going to stop them. Like girls, and that's why I tell you, these girls ain't loyal. Like she won't care if you are his girlfriend. She's going to jump on the opportunity to be with him whatsoever. Like she'll be like, F you and your feelings, you know, F you, like deal with it. I've taken him, deal with it. And that's how basically these girls used to do. Like they didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care if I saw them on compound with him. Like they basically didn't care. And of course for him, his target was to hurt me, right? And yeah, this guy kept on doing these things. And of course, each time he would do this, like I would break down, I would cry, you know, I would text him, I would be like, why are you doing this to me and all that? And of course, that's what he wanted. Like he wanted me to go and, you know, cry to him and, you know, break down and, you know, beg him to, you know, leave the girls and come back to me. Like I feel he just loved the control he had over me, right? He just loved the control. And yeah, each time he used to get back with the ex and these girls, like I used to go and beg him and, you know, ask him, you know, to stop what he's doing, because of course it was hurting me. And you know, I was telling him like, I'm so hurt, like you can't embarrass me like this, like stop doing these things. And then of course we would get back together, right? And still, in case we had another issue or any wrangle, still the cycle would begin. Like he would still go back to the ex and, you know, the girls and all that stuff. And guys, when I tell you, it was exhausting, like it was emotionally draining. When I tell you I went into depression, I used to cry to my friends, I used to cry to Shame and some other friends of mine, because with time I made other friends, right? So I used to cry to my friends. Like my friends saw how broken I was, but for some reason, like I just couldn't leave that guy, you know, I just couldn't leave him. However much he used to do all these things, like I couldn't leave him. It was like this guy put a spell on me, like I just couldn't leave this guy. Anyways, I remember on this one day we got into it, like we had a very heated argument. I don't know what it was about, but for some reason we had a very heated argument. And of course, what does he know best? Like he always does, you know, he went back to the ex, he, you know, tried to, you know, get with the girls in my year. And this time I was like, you know what, I have had enough. Like I have had enough of this guy. I am tired of him embarrassing me like this, you know, cheating on me and all this stuff. And he does it in my face. He doesn't even hide it, you know. He wants to hurt me. His goal, like seeing me hurt and, you know, crying and begging him, like that was his happiness, you know. And I just got tired, you know. I got tired. I'm like, this time I'm not going to beg this guy. Like I'm not going to ask him, you know, to get back with me. Like I'm just going to let him go, you know. I had basically decided to like let the relationship go, right? And tell me why. Like I told you guys, this guy was a very popular person and he was a social media person. Like he always used to flaunt his relationships on social media, on school campus, everywhere. Like his relationships were never private. So I think he got the memo. When he got the memo that, oh, this time Lisa is not coming to apologize, like she's not going to beg me, you know, she's not going to break down and beg me to get back with her. When he got the memo, he became angry, because like I told you guys, this guy loved the control. Like he just loved to control me and to see me, you know, surrendering and begging. And so when he felt that I'm not doing that anymore, like he got angry, like it really pissed him off, and he went on social media. Of course, just like any other weak man does, this man went on social media. He went on Facebook and he posted a pic of me. And you know, basically, oh my god, guys, oh my god, when I remember this saga, like just remembering this saga makes me, I don't know. Anyways, this guy goes on social media, he posts my pic, and you know, he blasts me. When I tell you guys, the man blasted me. The man blasted me. Hey, he blasted me. He called me all sorts of names. You are a hoe. You are like all sorts of names. And he basically said that I came in between him and his ex, and I'm the one that keeps on sabotaging their relationship. And I don't know. He was saying all sorts of crazy stuff. He was saying I am not a good person, and like he just went off on me. Like when I tell you guys that day Facebook was on fire, because like I told you, this was the campus president, so of course students followed him and everyone saw that post, so you can only imagine the embarrassment. Like when I tell you guys, I felt so small when I saw that post. Like I went in my bed, I freezed guys. I felt so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed to even go out and move on school campus. Like I didn't know what to do, because oh my god, guys, do you know that what this guy used? Do you know what it means for a man to blast you, call you all sorts of names? And like he basically exposed a lot of things. He said lies and truths, like a lot of things. Some were true, some weren't true. Like he just exposed a lot. Like oh my god, all I can say is oh my god. And of course I was in my bed, I was freezing, guys. I was freezing, I was crying, I didn't know what to do next. And I remember that day Shem wasn't around, because like I told you, Shem was one of my close friends, right? And she's one of the people I used to talk to and tell, like when it came to my relationship issues. She's one of the people I used to tell. So I remember that day Shem had gone to visit, I think she had gone to visit her boyfriend outside campus, right? When she came back to campus, I remember her coming to my bed and she's like, oh my god, Lisa, like what did I just see on Facebook? Like there is this post that is going around, like this president guy of yours, like he's blasting you on social media, he's calling you all sorts of names, he's saying you're the reason that he even messed his relationship with his ex, and for him he loves his ex, and you're the one that keeps on coming in between them and interfere. Like the guy was basically embarrassing me, like he was belittling me. When I tell you guys, this man belittled me, he belittled me to nothing. The man belittled me. And of course, as she's saying all these things, like I'm just crying, I'm crying because I don't even know what to do, I don't know what to respond. Of course, I had also seen the post, right? I had seen the post, but like guys, when I tell you, I was confused, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I felt I had become a laughing stock at campus, right? So of course Shem is telling me, no, like you can't accept this, like there is no way you're going to let him go away with this. Shem is like, aren't you, like we had a group that we had in common with this guy, right? Me and Mr. President, we had a group, like it was some sort of a club group, and those clubs at school, Rotaract and all those things. So we happened to be in one club, both of us, right? And we were in this same WhatsApp group. So Shem wasn't in that WhatsApp group, but she's like, you know what, Lisa, add me in that WhatsApp group, add me right now. I'm like, okay, like what are you going to do? She's like, watch me. Guys, when I tell you, Shem went in the WhatsApp group, of course I added her, right? Shem went in the WhatsApp group and she blasted this guy. She blasted that man, like she blasted my boyfriend, like my ex-boyfriend at that time, because we had broken up. Like she blasted him. She told me, Lisa, get up right now, like we are going to show this man fire. So we began sending voice messages, like of course blasting him back, like calling him a weak ass nigga, and you're nothing, you're like, I don't even remember the exact words we are saying, because it has really been long since this happened. So I don't remember what we said word per word, but all I remember is that day campus was on fire, that day Facebook was on fire, the group was on fire. And I personally, I really didn't have the courage. Like I even wasn't thinking of responding, right? But for some reason Shem was like, no, like you have to blast him, like you can't let him put you down like that, like you have to blast him too. So of course we are in the WhatsApp group, like with I have now I have Shemi's backup, right? And you know, we are blasting my man, you know. Shem is telling me say this, like say this. So you know, I'm saying, like, I'm also exposing him, like I'm saying all these bad things about him, like in that group. And the truth is that that guy was embarrassed, like he didn't expect me to, you know, do that. Like he didn't expect me to respond, because like I told you guys, like each time he used to do these things, like I would just keep quiet, and of course I would go and beg him and, you know, ask him to, you know, forgive me and we work this out. And because I feel it wasn't even love. Like at some point I feel I just didn't want these girls to win, you know, the senior girls and all these other girls that he was, you know, dating from my year, right? You know, there is just that thing that we have, like when, like, you just don't want the other girl to win, yeah, you know, you're like, no, I'm not going, like, much as I'm over it, I don't want you to win. Like you're not going to have him, right? You're not going to win. So I feel I used to go back to him and I used to make it work, because I didn't want these girls to win. Like I didn't want them to see me as, you know, I didn't want them to feel like they have won, basically. And also another thing is, our relationship was actually very, like, it was very public, so public. Like he had posted me all over social media, I had posted him, and I feel if we ended it, like I feel I was so used to it, and everyone knew that I was in a relationship with him, and if we ended it, I don't know, for some reason I felt I was going to be embarrassed, and I felt I wouldn't feel like, I don't know, but for some reason I so much cared about what people would think. I feel that's the reason why I always tried to make it work, even when the love was no longer there. Like I always tried to make it work. So when this happened, I knew that there is no going back. Like now that I have blasted that guy, I had never, when I tell you, I had never responded, I had never blasted him, but on this day I blasted him. Oh God, I said a lot of things that of course I can't even say here because they are so embarrassing, but yeah, I said them with the, of course, with the backup of who? Of Shame, my friend Shame, right? Yeah, so fast forward, of course, now we are not talking. Now it's war, like it's complete war, right? It's war between me and that guy. Like now there is no going back. Like we are antagonistic. Now it's completely gone. Like the relationship is broken, right? Now I really don't remember what happened, but for some reason I remember me and Shem, we stopped talking. Like, you know, friendships, you know, just like any other normal friendship, like you always have, you know, some issues here and there, and I really don't know what it was. Like I really can't remember because this happened a long time ago, but for some reason me and Shem, like we stopped being friends, basically. Like me and her, we basically stopped being friends. And remember, this was the girl that, you know, I used to share most of my, you know, relationship issues with. Like we were close, you know, we were basically close. So, and remember Shem, when I was friends with Shem used to tell me, oh my God, Lisa, like I don't like that guy, like my ex-boyfriend, right? She really didn't like that guy. She was like, I don't like that guy, I don't like the way he treats you, like I just basically don't like him, like I don't feel his ways, like oh my God. And I knew it, like I knew that Shem didn't like that guy. Tell me why. After me and Shem broke up, guys, after me and Shem broke up, remember Shem is the one that told me to blast that guy in the WhatsApp group. We blasted that guy together. She's the one that told me to blast him. She's the one that was, you know, feeding me all these things, like do this, like break up with him, blast him and all this. Tell me why after me and Shem stopped being friends, guys. Hey, I remember very well, it was on this one night. I was on my bed, guys, much as me and Shem had broken up, like I remained with her WhatsApp number, so of course I used to see her status. Tell me why on this one night, guys, I checked Shem's status and Shem posted a pic of her with Mr. President.
Wait a damn minute. What?
And it wasn't just a normal pic. It wasn't just a normal pic. They were actually out on a date. They were actually out on a date. They were having ice cream together. Guys. Hey. I'm like, ain't no way. I'm like, this can't be Mr. President. The shame I know despises this guy. Like, there is no way they can even be on the same table. Like, how? Like, you know, it just wasn't making sense. I'm like, shame, there is no way you're with this guy. You told me you hate this guy, like you despise him. Like, how are you on a date with him? Like, you know. And guys, that's the moment I knew that girls ain't loyal. You should never trust a girl. Never trust a girl. You see, that girl that is telling you, chuck your boyfriend, I hate him, like the same friend that is telling you to chuck your boyfriend, the same friend that is telling you, you know, that, you know, your boyfriend doesn't treat you well, and you know, of course, I'm not saying that guy was good. Of course, that guy was toxic, but fine, he was toxic, but why do you have to go and, you know, date him? Why are you even with him? I don't know if you guys get that point. You know, the same friend that is telling you to chuck your guy, she wants the same guy. Most of the times, that's the fact. These girls want your man. These girls want your man. Hey, guys, when I tell you, I was shocked. I was shocked. And from that day onwards, shame actually became very close to Mr. President. Hey guys, the same girl that was saying she despises that guy, and you know, she doesn't like his ways, and you know, she can never be friends with him, like she just can't stand him. They became like this. When I tell you, they became besties. And not only that, shame actually also became close to the same girls. You remember the girls that were, you know, beefing me, the senior girls? Yeah, this girl became friends with those senior girls. Like, and it was funny because these were people that we used to backbite together, right? These are people that, you know, I don't like. These are people that, you know, don't like me. And just because me and you are no longer friends, you go and you befriend people that, you know, don't like me. And on top of that, you're now with my ex, right? Of course, their relationship didn't last. Like, I don't know if it was even a relationship when it came to Shem and my ex. I really don't think it was a relationship. I think it was more of, you know, I don't know what it was. It was more of a fling maybe. But for some reason, even when they stopped, you know, going out on dates, like they remained cool. Like they remained very close, you know. And up to this day, can you imagine? These people are still in touch? Because, oh my God, the audacity of men. Guys, when I tell you men, these sons of Pharaoh. Just recently, this guy texted me and he was asking me for Shemi's number. He's like, you know what, Lisa, I lost Shemi's number. Can you please resend it to me? I'm like, oh my God, the audacity you have. Of course, I'm like, no, I don't have Shemi's number anymore. And he's like, oh, okay, let me try to look for it elsewhere. I know he got the number, but the audacity for you to even come and you ask me for this girl's number after what you two did to me. Anyways, of course, I got over it. I'm just telling this story for entertainment purposes, and maybe it could help someone out there. You know, we always learn from other people's mistakes, so it could help someone out there. You can learn from my experience. I have no issue with, you know, that my ex-boyfriend, actually we are cool. That's why he was even able to contact me and, you know, ask me for Shem's number, though I couldn't help him. Like, I forgave him, you know, I forgave them. I have no issue with them. But yeah, I just wanted to tell that story, to tell my experience, tell this story, and yeah, to show you why I actually don't trust girlfriends. Why I don't have so many girlfriends. Like, we are cool and everything, no bad blood, but me to actually call a girl my friend, like, it takes a lot. Like, it takes a lot. And if you ever see me with a girl that I call a friend, just know that girl is loyal. Just know that girl is a rider. Cause me, I don't just, like, I no longer just throw out that title of friend. Cause baby, I have had my fair portion when it comes to these friends. I have had my fair portion when it comes to these so-called friends. Anyways, guys, that brings me to the end of this story. I hope you guys loved and enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, always come back for more. Till next time, I love you all. Peace and love. Bye.